Batman, what's happening, man?
I'm good, Key. How you doing?
I'm hanging in there. When you look at the situation, how do you resolve it though? Now that we are right here stuck and we don't know which way to go, how do you resolve bringing Aaron Rodgers back in or moving on from him?
I say right now, you got to have that conversation that you probably didn't have. Get on the phone, or really better, get face to face at some point in time between now and training camp. Now you got mini camps, you got OTAs right around the corner here. So get on that phone, get face to face, and say, let's hash this out. Let's air this thing out. Let's talk. Let's have those conversations, those tough conversations that a lot of people right now probably won't think they're going to have. But you got to have those to get everything straight before the season starts.
You were there with Favre and Rodgers in the middle of that transition from Favre to Rodgers. Now this is something somewhat similar, I guess, but it affects other players on the team. Right now, and it could potentially affect Adams, the receiver, and Devontae. It affected you when you moved from Favre to Rodgers. How do you think the locker room is taking the fallout right now?
Oh man, the locker room today is definitely a lot different than the locker room that we were in. Social media was around. Let's start there first. So we got players that are more verbal. They talk to each other. They obviously going to talk to the team, and they're looking at other pro sports. Like for example, I mean, this is similar to the case with James Harden leaving Houston. He did what he needed to do to get somewhere where he wanted to play ball and feel comfortable. Something in Houston wasn't right for him. He got out of there, and now he's in New York with the Nets and Kyrie and KD doing his thing. So similar situation, but you don't obviously for Packer Nation, for that organization, they want to keep Aaron here in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
If it came down to it, do you think Aaron Rodgers would retire if the Packers didn't want to move him? No.
No. He is a competitor right now. He knows he has years to play. So no, in my gut, no, definitely not retirement. It's either one or two options. He's either Packer in the fall or he's on another team in the fall.
What do you think's going to happen though? You know, you got the pulse of the organization. Do you think they gonna trade him and cave in, or do you think he gonna cave in and just come and play?
I don't believe Aaron's going to cave in. I believe it'll be coming down to either sign him or they may have to trade him because he is a guy that once certain things happen or those certain things have already happened. It's make sure you have it where I want to come here and be comfortable to play and have an offense around me, which they've done this year in the draft by drafting Amari from Clemson. So right now he has a lot of the leverage and he's a smart guy. He always wants to be the smartest in the group, man. He is right now.
I want to ask you if you could talk to Brian Gutekunst about this situation, what would you say to him?
I say, hey, bro, you got to be honest. Me and him, we crossed paths when I was a few years ago. I was trying to get into the NFL in terms of scouting and things of that nature. And I had a conversation with him myself personally and talking about, getting into scouting. And I remember doing an interview with him. And it was just interesting how it went down. It was like they said, oh, well, you have a little bit too much experience. And I'm like, huh? I was like, well, wouldn't you want somebody like that on the staff to scout talent, to make sure you bring guys in? So it's just be honest. That was not an honest answer. I'm like, just tell me real that what you don't need me here for. Say something say that. So he needs to be real. He needs to learn from this situation by being honest with his players, especially the players like Holmgren already mentioned, that are a majority of this offense.
So it sounds like to me that Brian, the general manager, has a history of, not
poor communication.
All the way. Like I said before, Batman, I told the guys, I said it all started with Jordy Nelson, and people forget that they didn't communicate with Aaron Rodgers about Jordy Nelson at all. How do you think the fans in Green Bay are reacting to this situation? Just what side in the end are they going to be on?
Oh, it's tough. I'll say because we got fans that I know that are obviously mad at the team, mad at Aaron. So it's kind of split down the middle right now. I say at the end of the day, I said once a decision is made, I say if Aaron is not here, it's going to be those same fans. It's going to be like 50% that hate his guts, that want him not to win wherever he goes. And then it's going to be a 50% that's like, Packers, what did you do? Why did you fumble this? How did you get intercepted by not getting him on the roster? So it's going to be split down the middle.
I tell you what, my mind is still blown at the line that he delivered to you on. Oh, you have too much experience, and you were going for a coaching staff position.
A scouting position.
Scouting.
Actually.
Okay.
Scouting.
Too much experience to scout talent.
That's what I was. And I was just kind of like, okay.
Yeah, you might get my job in the future.
It sounded like you were willing to
That's what
work
that
too.
means.
Like somebody
Exactly.
like with your resume, I think he was probably thinking, a guy like you shouldn't be doing that, and you're like, I'm willing to do that. Like, right? Like you were pretty clear with that. Yeah, that
very
reveals a
clear,
lot.
because I sat there. Yeah, I sat there for the interview. Part of the interview was watching 4 hours of film, game film, and breaking talent down. I looked at Randall Cobb. I looked at David Buckatari. I looked at Kenny Clark and a few other players. And 4 hours of breaking film, which I knew was part of the job, because being a scout, you're on the road. You're watching a lot of game film to make sure you're evaluating players and make sure that player fits the organization on the field and obviously off the field as well. So I was coming in, not wanting to be given anything because I'm the Packers all-time leading rusher. I want to come into any organization and be given a fair shake, and that's all I was looking forward to.
It's a bizarre answer that you were given, but that does definitely reveal a lot and explains a lot as well, Ahman. So great insight. We do appreciate that from you this morning.